He had to go to the hospital, and the only sober one in the whole place was him, who was able to take you there to drive 2 hours. Was him, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect. Go ahead. So tell me what happened.
Then we go to another place called Little Grand Canyon. We stay there for probably half hour. More beers are consumed. Then we come back to camp, and by then it's around 1:30 in the morning. I get my backpack out of my truck because I'm getting ready to go to bed. I come back out, I sit in a lawn chair next to Jesse's girlfriend. We're kind of having small talk when all of a sudden somebody's arm is around my neck and their fingers in my mouth, twisting my head to the side. So I had enough room I could turn and bite his finger. I turn around and it's Mr. Cowart here choking me from behind. That's when he starts UFC trying to dive tackle me. I held him down at least 4 times. Knock it off. I'm done. I'm over this. You know, I'm kind of fat and old. I'm out of breath. He comes up in front of me and slaps me in the face. So, I gave him a good smack back, and it was hard. By that time, I was irritated.
Yeah, and what happened to your face, Mr. Cowart?
Well,
my jaw was broken in 2 different places.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Are you the victim of an assault? Go to judgejudy.com or call 1-888-800-JUDY.
What do you think happens when you get drunk and you start wrestling around with somebody?
On that occasion, I didn't plan on having my jaw broken at all.
You didn't plan on it. Then you don't get blotto drunk.
Yes, Your Honor. We had wrestled. I mean, growing up together.
I don't care what happened when you're growing up together. Okay. How old are you?
27.
And you?
34.
That's what you do when you're 12.
Yes, Your Honor.
And when you're big and solid, you spend the night drinking, and you don't know what's going on. You act like an idiot. You didn't expect him to pay for that. He's the one who drove you to the hospital because you acted like such a fool.
Well, the scene, when it happened, I didn't hit him.
Yes, you did.
I didn't.
Oh, you mean he sober?
We were
sober.
wrestling around.
Just a second. Sober for no reason, because he's sober. That's what you swore to. That's what I believe. Sober.
Yes.
He came and he punched you in the face and broke your jaw. That's what you're telling me?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I don't believe it. Thank you very much. Your case is dismissed. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I got punched in the face. It was assault.
He did something, and, there was an action to his action.
My jaw was hanging to its side, and I was bleeding profusely.
I saw that there was an issue.
I have 2 plates permanently in my jaw from now on.
If there was no alcohol involved, none of this would have happened.
We had an agreement that he was going to help me pay for the bills as long as I didn't file charges against him.
He didn't want to fess up to it or pay for it.
I tried to keep my friend out of jail.
He lied to his family. He lied to everybody about it.
And it got me nothing.
So suing me was the only way to kind of get out of it.
And everything's squared away.
Well, now you got a lot of problems, Mr. Lindsay.
So,
your biggest problem is, why didn't you pay for your own bail?
she offered to pay for it, Your Honor.
No.
I proceeded to call her.
I want to tell you something, Mr. Lindsay. You talk a lot, but you're not George Clooney. And she doesn't look like the kind of lady who would agree to pay $1,069 for somebody that she's not living with, that she's not involved with anymore, who paid her back the down payment. Doesn't strike me as that kind of lady.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com or call 1-888-800-JUDY.
Okay. Do you work?
Yes, I do.
Who do you work for?
I work at a resort as a banquet server, and I'm also a full-time student graduating in May.
And you, Mr. Lindsay?
I'm currently working for my cousin, and I work construction. We do remodels for apartments.
You gotta exercise better judgment. You're creating a future for yourself.
I know.
You got it?
I know.
Nice-looking lady, worker, graduating from college.
Mm-hmm. My mom's been telling me that for years, so finally took her advice.
I can only think of my granddaughter who's 12. She goes like this to me. But she's got a whole thing. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I do that right?
Yeah, you did.
Judging for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,069. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I'm happy. Finally, I can get this over with.
I think it was ridiculous.
It's been 2.5 years, and I'm done with it, so I'm very happy.
She's hurting right now and needs money.
He told me that if I helped him bail him out of jail, he would help me for, the vandalism he did on my car, and he would take care of it.
I called her to help take care of outside situation, and she said, oh, I'll bail you out and take care of everything.
He gave me the $300, so I didn't really think anything of it. I thought he would pay me back.
Obviously, she still cares about me. She calls me numerous times, and, I think she's obsessed.
It's ridiculous because I have moved on, moved in with someone else, and I'm taken care of.
This is a way for her to get a little bit of money and maybe seek revenge on me for, maybe not getting back together with her.
Ridiculous, ridiculous.
She's called me numerous times and tried to reason with me and want to get back together, and it's just not going to happen.
I haven't changed my number, but after this, I will.
It's done. It's been done.
Never bailing anybody else out ever again.
A year and a half later, that an account is in the negative by walking into the bank. Any accounts I have at any bank, they send mail every month. And especially if it goes into a negative status, they're sending mail weekly. I was never notified by her. I was not receiving the statements from the bank.
Listen to me, sir. Why did you use this account to deposit the check? Mr. Peelman, that's the only real activity in this account. You deposited this check. You don't look like a bum. So it's clear to me that you have some other banking institution with whom you do regular business, because there's nothing else on this account but the deposit of this, what turned out to be bad check, and your withdrawals practically simultaneously depositing it. Do you understand where I'm going, Mr. Peelman?
I do understand where you're coming from, Your Honor.
I'm glad you understand, because I didn't want you to think that they just keep me up here because I'm a pretty face.
I don't.
Do you understand?
I do.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Have you been cheated? Go to judgejudy.com or call 1-888-800-JUDY.
So explain to me why you deposited the check in this particular account.
It was the most convenient account for me to use at the time.
No, well, that's ridiculous. Why would it be the most convenient account for you to use, sir, when you have another checking account?
I had just closed my other checking account.
Want to tell me why, sir?
Both of our names were on it.
Both of your names were on this one.
Mm-hmm. It's the last account.
No. You find out that your wife is cheating on you, which is what you intimated before, and that's 6 months before. You close out that account within a millisecond. You don't let it go for 6 months unless you're going to give her a good... We understand each other, Mr. Peelman? I got you. I know exactly what you did. Precisely. You owe $3,700. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Bodies are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I involved the police because when I went to the bank, they told me it was fraud.
Yes, they were called to my house and pressed no charges.
So I just wanted to make sure my name would be clear if anything came about it.
Because the check that was issued to me was real.
It was not a legitimate check. Mr. Pillman was lying throughout the whole time.
There was no criminal activity involved.
About this remote that he stepped on?
He came Christmas Eve, and we discussed the money about the cell phone bill. And he became aggravated and irate, and my fiance, Josh, not happy at the way he was speaking to me, stepped out to avoid confrontation. He set our PS3 controller down on the floor, and...
What'd you put it on the floor for? What'd you put it on the floor for, Josh?
Your Honor, I wanted to remove myself as quickly from the situation as possible.
You mean there's
so
no furniture in the room?
We have a couch, that's it.
Couch. So why don't you put it on the couch? What do you put it on the floor for? That makes sense to you, Bird? Take it and put it on the floor?
That's what I said. Why would it be on the floor?
I'm not speaking to you. You're an idiot. I don't speak to idiots. Why would you, if you're leaving the premises, first of all, it's very chivalrous of you. He's screaming and cursing at your fiancé, and you decide to take it outside. But why would you take that and put it on the floor?
It's just the quickest place to put it down, to get out of the way before I got involved. And
okay, fine. Now sit. Go ahead. Keep going. So
he walked over to where the cell phone controller was, and he stomped on it.
No way.
He stomped
no,
on it.
he didn't. No, he didn't. He may have stepped on it, but he didn't stomp on it.
Well, he stepped on it.
He stepped on it.
Yes, he
Shouldn't
did.
have been on the floor.
Thank you. See, told you. Clean up your
But
house.
it was
Just
purpose.
a second. Do you take drugs, sir?
No.
Do you take pills?
No.
So my question is, why would someone who looks relatively normal, put himself in a position where he looks like a fool in front of a whole bunch of people? Why? I mean, I don't understand why.
Makes
Do
no
you
difference
work?
to me.
What?
No, I'm unemployed right now. I do odd jobs here and there, but...
Who do you live with?
I live with my mom right now.
Got it. You owe her $50. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Your Honor,
That's it. That's it.
There is another incident, though, involving the door.
That's it.
Okay.
Eyes are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I'm glad that my son will be getting his piggy bank money back.
I saw it. I took it. Oh, well, that's how it goes.
It's not about he and I. It's about our child.
Money's money. I don't care. It's more about my son. You know, I see him and all that.
I think for the sake of my son, we'll do what we've always done, and we'll just move past it.
I'm just glad it's over with. Everything's settled and just move on.
I just want to make sure that we foster a good relationship between Austin and his son. It's important for a young boy to have his dad.
Whatever it is, that's how it goes.